Right, welcome back to update 4, which is part 2 of the weathering and painting. So we're going to start. We'll leave the pans alone just for a bit, and we'll make a start on these tracks. These little through tracks. It's nice. They were easy to put together, not as bad as I thought they were going to be. We've been so small, but once you got into a rhythm, it's just like anything. So, and I've got the track there for the rear of the tank. May as well use all these up instead of the kit ones. And what I'm going to do to start with is just going to use let's just bring this camera around a bit farther. We're just going to basically spray them with AK primer, black primer. Let's just come out a bit now. That's better. I don't want to see my ugly mug. You don't want to see my ugly mug. I need teeth in it all, but no back teeth or anything, and a sore jawbone. But I'm getting better, going in the right direction. But unfortunately, I've been quarantined because I'm at a high risk with having a chemotherapy. My immune system is zilch at the moment, so I have to stay in. And so the wife goes out for things, she has to be very careful. But we're generally trying to keep in, which I've been informed by my district nurse this morning that I must stay in out of harm's way. So plenty of time for modelling. Right, so we'll start off. We'll see this. I think this works straight from the. Oh, I didn't clean that out, did I? It's naughty. I didn't clean the airbrush out. Which one we got here? We'll take this one off and clean it, won't I? It's unusual for me not to clean my airbrush. We'll try this one. Oh, the sand's gone on the floor now, that's all I need. Right. Let's do. That'll do. Let's pick it up after. Right. So we'll just use this one here. Okay. Let's see if it works straight away. I'll just spread them out a bit. A few people have asked me about what this is. Just a coaster. It's a marble coaster. I think I got them 4 out of for about £8 I think out of B&M's ages ago. We used to have on our kitchen table until the missus decided to change what we were doing, the decor in the kitchen. So I've got them now. Right, let's see if it sprays directly out of the right, yeah. No, it's getting a bit. Knock my filter on actually. I'll knock it on. Maybe slowly. I think I've had a little bit thinner, I think. I'll be there all day otherwise. Still got it out. There we are. Here we go. A bit of thin. Right, let's see. Seems to be better. Not really. Right. Let's give it a mix with the brush. Oh, it was the Vallejo that sprayed directly, wasn't it? Not the AK stuff. Oh, it still wants a bit more. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. It would happen on camera that your airbrush doesn't work with the paint you put in it. That's better. I'll just pause you a second until I sort this out. Right, back. It was just the needle sorted it now. So let's do it. Start again. And make sure you give them a good coat, good base coat, so there's no aluminium showing. Well, it doesn't really matter too much, but let's turn it around and get on the side. Side then. Let's take these little ones on here, get them out of the way. This one. Right, we'll turn the first one over and start again. Turn these over. Right, just keep going. Use the paint, I think. Right, what I'll do, is I'll carry on doing these with the rest of the paint that's in the cup, give it a good dousing, and once these are dry I shall come back to you. So see you very soon. Right, back again ladies and gentlemen. Finally got my air gun sorted. So we've got the coating of the nice black primer from AK. So what I tend to do next is I use this stuff. It's the dipping wash. It's the sepia one. You can read that. It's a 73300. It's a Vallejo product and it's a dipping wash. It's like a sepia elevator or whatever you want to call it. So what I tend to do is just use the airbrush again. It's had a good shake. Put some in. Get out of the way because I'll knock it over otherwise. And basically, all I do is give them 2 or 3 coats. It dries quite fast. Just gradually build it up. So that's basically all I'm doing. Is about 20 or 3 layers, and you get that nice. You can see the colour that's on the. Excuse me, sorry, wait a second. Sorry. Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. Yeah, the colour will go the same. Not as intense, but you get that sort of rusty look. Not really rust, more of a good base to work from, really. I find any metal tracks. Obviously not so good on Sherman type tracks with rubber treads and things like that, but any metal tracks, it works fine. So I'll carry on with this. I'll give it another 2 or 3 coats, and when it's dry I'll come back to you. So Greg signing off, we'll see you soon. Right, back again ladies and gentlemen. The dipping wash is dried now, and you can see it's got that a nice. You can make it out. Let's just alter its lights again every time I do this and every time I forget. Let me just see. You see it's got like a slight tarnished is a better word I think. Tarnished on it. So I'm quite happy with that. So what I'm going to do next is obviously just going to put some dust and rubbish on the tracks. So what I've done is I've got this pot here with all sorts of bits in the pigments, the 2 pigments, the Alclad pigments, look Alclad, the spot on pigments. I've got the European Earth Dark, which is B. Pull it back a little bit, you see, which is O3. B, no it's B this time, B0. And same again, European Dark Earth, which is A0, so it's slightly different shading. So I've got to put some of that in there. I've got some static grass in there, some of the broken up leaves, and some broken down compost, orchid soil in there. So that's everything we've got in there, just to go on the tracks. Got my brushes, I've got my pigment fixer which is nearly finished. I was going to use the Alclad one, and obviously I've got my brushes. So let's just make a start. I'll just move one out the way first, and we'll do this one on here. You can see. Bring it a bit down a little bit. So let's just see. Put some on the brush, and just as normal, just sort of. It goes quite a long way. And again. Don't need a lot. That's better. Let's get some of that rubbish in there, the grass and the twigs and the soil. So, look, we can see. Decent there. I'm going to finish this one off, and then I'll finish the other one off on off camera. So this is just how I do them. I add the stuff to the actual mix instead of just pigments, and I add bits and pieces to it. Presumably a lot of people do the same as well. You see that? I can't quite see, can you? Right, so that's the first one. I'll put the pigment fixer on in a second, and then we'll start on the other one. And see, it's got different variations in colours. You've got the dark, you've got the light, as it would be, and then we can leave these alone again to set up after it's got the fixer on, and we'll go back to the little Panzer. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll see you very, very soon. Right, we're back again with the tracks. I've done a few extra little things apart from put the pigments on. So I put the pigments on, let them dry, and we've come up with that. So just gone along the tops of the cleats as well, all the the tops of the tracks, just a little bit of metal. And on the other side, I've done the same, but I've also put the black marks where the tyres would rub onto the metal. So I'm quite happy with them. So they come out quite well. There we go, that's the inside, and that's the outside. So I may give these a matte coat. I always, not all the time, but I think I may give these a matte coat. Just to, I know I've got pigment fixer on there, but I just like to be on the safe side. With being metal tracks, sometimes the pigments fall off. I've done the started the tracks on the back of the Panzer. I've put them on there, just slight rust tone. They're not finished yet, but I put them there so I know where they are. And I've also put the exhaust on as well. So, oh yeah. And the fit is absolutely perfect. Like I say, I still can't find. I think, personally speaking, I think there must have been a weld seam on the front of that. Must have been. The perfect fit. I just don't like that along the front. But even if it hasn't got a weld seam, I may put one on. I've actually, while we're there, I've stretched a bit of sprue and I've painted it grey. So all I really have to do once I've got them toe hook things on is put it around it and then put a bit of glue on it and make a weld seam. I lose the colour, but I can always give it a pin wash on the front. And also, if you can see, it's just, if you can see on the cupola, you can see I've actually painted the what's supposed to be the clear glass, but it's not clear, but I've painted it in the Panzer Aces periscope anyhow, inside there. And what I use for that is, I bought a load of these. I think they're makeup brushes or something, right? Disposable brushes, little tiny things they are. Very cheap. I think I bought about 100 for about £3 or something. I can find them in my boxes. Must be somewhere among all that lot. But yeah, they've come in really useful, as you can see. That's what I use for the put the periscope colour on onto the Panzer one. I've also now I've got the rest of the suspension arms all ready to be on. They've all been painted and washed and same colour as the bottom of the base. So on the top hand now I just have to work out how I'm going to position the tank and where I want the suspension to be and how I want it to be. I think that's about it at the moment. So what I'm thinking about doing next is I'll put the tracks to one side. And we'll carry on with the. I've just put that there again, the driver's hatch, so I know where it's at. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start working on the lower hull. I think we'll come back to the upper hull, but if I start working on the lower hull, and I was thinking of where are the shells? Maybe in this one. Maybe in this one. No, not that one either. I do have some shells. No, that's not them either. I'm sure I had the shells ready to be. I'll just pause you a sec while I find them. Right, finally found them. So what I was thinking about doing is I've got some brass shells. They're from the M10. So there'll be 3-inch shells, 3.5-inch shells there. What I was thinking of doing, instead of just the usual putting the hole in with a skewer or something like that, I was thinking of, let's finally get my hands on one. Come, bloody hell, all fingers and thumbs. It's eating the shell up. A brass shell. I know it's maybe overkill, but no, it's an M10 shell. No. I know the M10s were in Russia, but I don't know what time period they were in, I can't remember. But I was thinking of piecing it round about, just in here. Just round about, where are we going to? Round about here. Just the one shell. And obviously if fire started and whatever. And a couple of little loo. That'll do, and then I'll start working from there. See if the suspension then will be flattened, and I'm thinking of what's this track here where the shells come, the tracks come off, and as it's moved forward the tracks just on each side. So I'll try that and tell me what you think, if that's a good idea or a bad idea, just heating the shell up and using that as the actual shell hole. So I shall put that back in there because I'll lose it knowing me. And I'm going to keep the same, obviously the same pigments. The same pigments as the tracks will be on the thing. So we've got the I get with the other one is the these two, dark and light again. So we'll have the lightest at the top and the darkest on the bottom, and gradually work up. So it's going to be this on. I know the KV1 has a lot of mud and actually it's gone through the grass and it's wet and things, but this one is hasn't really ploughed through the grass, plus it's only a small tank, so the weight distribution won't really sink into the grass, so it's just going to be light coating. That's why I put the grass fibres in on the tracks as well. So what I'll do is I'll get myself sorted out and clear this. Well, I'll put the tracks somewhere. I'm going to carry on using this thing here, and we'll start with the weathering on the lower hull. So let me just get sorted and I'll be back. Right, we're back again. Got myself set up. So what I've got is the 2 pigments I just showed you. Of those. Both dark, sorry about the glare. There we go, come here. One's dark European A, 0, and the other one is dark European B, 0. But also, as I got that mix for the tracks, which I've used, but a lot more, so I'm going to use that. And also, we're going to use the dark at the bottom as well, which is that one. So what I'm going to start doing first is, got some old brushes, you know, knackered old brushes, just to put them on with. So let's just try this dark one first, below the bottom I suppose. I'm just going to put it on. We've got the holes out there. So where's me pigment fixer and my brush to put it on with, which I've just had in my hand and put it down again. No, where the hell's my pigment fixer on? Oh, a minute. There we are. Right, so the pigment fixer. I'll just do a little bit more around there. Good bugger, stay there. Just keep putting it. I'll have to get some more pigment fixer, or just carry on using the X20 thinner until. Right. So we'll leave that for now, leave it to dry, and then we'll start off with the lighter pigment, the lighter one as well, with this one, just to build it gradually, and obviously at the top we'll just have the light pigment along the top. So I'll go there and I'll let it dry, and you can see that, that's better, and we'll see how it dries, and then we'll go from there. So it's Greg signing off, and we'll see you again soon. Right, back again. This first one is dried, so we'll now start on the next phase. There's my brush. Yeah. So, this is the lighter one with bits and pieces in. So you can see that the lighter one now. So we'll just put that on top. On the top of this one. Don't need a lot. Gradually build it up. Next time I do with mix, I'm going to have to cut the grass a bit shorter, I think. This one's slightly too, even though it's long grass for the scale, it's too long to go on the sides of the tank, so I'm picking bits off as I go along. Some bits are fine, just some of the bits are a bit long. Right, right to the side. The pigment fixer. Fix a brush. Now we'll just start doing what we did with the last one. Right, leave that to dry. And when it's dry, I'll get a light soft brush and I'll just blend them together. So once that's dry, we'll come back and we'll have a look. So see you very soon again. Right, back again, chaps and ladies. Let's just zoom in a little bit and see what we can get to. Right, so I'll put the second pigment on. You see the dark one at the bottom, which is symbolising sort of wet mud. I might put some damp earth on there. I've got the AK damp earth. I'm going to try it first anyhow. But then I put the the lighter colour of the mixtures that I made, which is that one, which is on now and it's dry. So what I'm going to try and do now is get a soft bristle brush like so. I'm just going to sort of try and blend it between the two lines so you don't get that sort of harshness of the colour between the top and the bottom. Right, you can really tell I've done much, can you? Let's see if I can zoom in a bit more. Right. That better? Yeah, so just been dragging a bit down, I can drag it back up as well. Just gently. Just gently. Like so. There's some of the wood's obviously coming off there, which doesn't bother me, it's fine, it's random. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the lighter colour of the which one is it? Is it that one or that one? I never remember. This is the one, this one. And now I'm going to put on the top is just the pigment on its own, which is the European Earth Dark Earth A Fine. Sorry, 0 from I'll show you the lid actually, put the lid back on. It's a spot on pigments, there we are. See that? Spot on pigments, and that's the number. It's Dark Earth A0 and the other one is B0, so there's different colours, different variations in colours. And I do recommend these, can't recommend them enough. And the size of the container you get, and it's I can't remember, I just checked, I think they're about £4 each or something off Scale Model Shop. Let me just check. Actually, they're £3.99 a pot. So on Scale Models, I'll can get onto them and get some because they've got all sorts of colours. But definitely recommend those. Definitely. Right, so we're going to start. We're going to use the lighter coloured one on the top. The right one. Is that the right one? Yeah. Oops. There's a dominant here. Right, so all I'm going to do is get my brush, the normal, and just go along the tops. A bit too much on there, but I'll blend that in. And again, we'll just do the same, just along the top. I've got to do that one side on the turret as well, on the upper hull to match this as well. This part here, which I've knocked the bloody area off again. Damn it. And that's how it's on. See the oh yeah, that piece there on my finger on, which drag back a little bit. There, just under the mud guards is a part there that needs weathering as well, so that'll have to be done. And I snapped the bloody aerial again. I don't know how many times I've snapped it. Just as well, it's a metal one, it isn't a plastic one, as it would have been. How many have I had to make now? About 5. Let's have a look here. It's alright, I'll be able to amend that later on. Right, so finished that. Let's just get me little brush for me pigment fixer. Don't need a lot. do. So we'll leave that to dry, and then we'll come back and blend that in slightly again as well, before we start moving on to like grease marks and oil marks and runs and things like it from the suspension here, and for the back suspension we can do that. I'm probably going to use a choice of two. Which one I've got here is the oil and grease stain mixture from MIG. It's quite an old one. That's quite a nice colour. I may use that, or which is the other one I've got to use. I think that's too light. Possibly too light is the streaking effects by MIG Starship Filth. I think that's just a bit too grey. I think I need something a bit oilier looking, as I say. Oh, there's actually this as well, which is the Oiled Earth, which is a wash. 76521, which is Vallejo Oiled Earth. So we'll see. I'll do a test on each on a piece of plastic, see which one I like, which I often do, but I'll do it on the bottom of the tank, whichever. So we'll leave that to dry, and then we'll come back and we'll do those oil marks from the suspension, and then we'll get on to doing the actual shell damage, which is going to come through here somewhere, around about here, middle of the tank. So we'll do it out there. And like I say, I showed you how I'm going to do. I'm going to hit one of the actual, I know it's an M10 and a 3-inch shell, but I want to see what kind of thing we get. I say I'll do a trial again on a piece of plastic just to see if I like it, and if I do, then I'll go ahead and do it. So we'll see you soon when this is dry. Okie dokie. See you after. Right, we're back again, ladies and gentlemen. I've finished weathering the lower hull. Give me a pointing stick. Where have I put that again? This will do. Yeah, I've done a few streak marks. You're not going to really see a lot of this because when you put the top on, it's going to be quite hidden in the darkness. I've got the wheels on, and I've got the suspension workable, so it looks like it's going over the tracks. So the track goes on. Obviously, got the track to put on, obviously. So what I'm going to do next is show you how I weather these. The track, every wheel. Bloody hell, come wrong time of day today. Right, so what I'll do in a minute is I'll get set up with all the stuff that I need, and we'll come back to you and we'll do the wheels. So won't be long. Right, back again. So we're going to use just the same stuff as I did the lower hull. We've got the Alclad 2, which is very dirty from the pigment, but it still won't do what I want it to do. I'll have to get some more, I think. So we're going to use that. And obviously the mix again from the same thing that we got there from the sidewall again. It's going to be a bit of a mix up. Yeah, it's better. Well, I'm going to do it a slightly different way this time. I'm going to put the actual pigment fixer on first. Let's do that. I'll just do 3 to start with while it dries. And what I'm putting on looks heavy, but once it's dry I'll be taking quite a bit of it off. Just put the bit behind that wheel there as well, insides of the wheels. There again. Right, we're getting somewhere at last, aren't we? Oh, with a big brush right in the front. So everybody's keeping safe and well and keeping away from public areas, or you know, stay in the house. I have to, unfortunately, because I'm at high risk with having had cancer, and my immune system is 0 at the moment, so I have to stay indoors, and the rest of my family does as well. We have some good friends and neighbours and my children and that, they're getting shopping for us and bringing it and leaving it for us. Obviously we can't go out there to pick it, to see it. We can see them, but we can't, you know, hug and say thank you. Well, say thank you, can't hug and say come into the house and have a cup of tea and all this kind of stuff at the moment. So we just have to play it very, very, very safe at the moment until things settle down. But I was looking on the excuse me, the stack. We were looking on the I Love Lake District website over the weekend, and people are just totally ignoring the you know, what they're supposed to be doing. They're coming here walking. They think getting the fresh air is going to help them. It's crazy. This is why the country's in such a bloody mess. People aren't doing as they're told. They're coming up. A lot of the places around here now, the hotels and bed and breakfasts, have now shut down. So they must be in cottages. It's all I can think. They must be in cottages, but they're just blasé about it. You know, in a place called the Langdales in the Lake District, there was hundreds of cars. It was like a bank holiday weekend. I don't know what they're thinking of. I really don't. You know, we're trying to stop this bloody disease spreading, and people just aren't taking it seriously. You know, there's lots of people that are vulnerable, a lot more vulnerable than me. The old age pensioners that can't get to shops, things like this, and people are just buying for buying's sake. I think the world's going to end tomorrow. It's crazy. So I'm quite lucky in where we live in the lakes. You know, where I'm actually in the Ambleside, that we're quite away from the town. So, you know, we have good friends and neighbours. It's like, unfortunately, it's like a bloody so quiet up here. It's unbelievable. There's no kids playing out, nothing. It's just so quiet. It's scary, but it has to be done. And as soon as these people realise that this has to be done, the better, and then we can hopefully get on with our lives again in the near future again. So that's my rant over. That's my little half penny's worth put in. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way as well. You know, people who have caught the virus or who are ill, like myself, who could catch the virus. My good friend Steve Mottram, he's at high risk as well with having what he's got. I'm sure a lot of you people on the YouTube are in this very similar situation to me, where you have to be very, very careful. Right, sorry, that's it. Rant over, definitely rant over. We'll concentrate back on the kids here. So we're going to leave this to dry now. Where's my tweezers gone? Here. Leave it to dry, and then we'll come back when it's dry. We'll take some off, and then we'll go to the next step, which will be the oil marks and things like that on the wheels. So back very, very soon. Right, back again. As you can see, it's all dried, the pigments have dried. I'm just going to lightly brush some of the stuff off. I don't need it all on. Just a soft bristle brush. Whoop. That'll do. Right, what we'll do next is we're going to do like oil and grease marks and the likes of. But I'm going to use, excuse me, just to wipe it off again. Sorry. Yeah, we're going to use Streaking Grime by MIG. There's Starship Streaking. Which is MIG1209. It's a good shake. I put a couple of activators in here, just a couple of marine nuts in there. All we're going to do really is just some of the centre of the wheels have got bolt heads, things like that, and look a bit as if there's any grease and crap that's coming out the wheels. Not a lot, just, you know, just to just to sort of see if it's there. I just need a finish brush, nothing, maybe, you know, brush about thin like that. It doesn't have to be, put this side because I'll knock it over otherwise. It's going to be a bit difficult for me to get some pin. Here we go, shaking again. Bloody hell. It doesn't matter if it's like that. Maybe we can have a streak down it. There's a little, it must be like grease nipples, I think, or something. Each of these wheels. I've added the steel effect to the end of the sprocket as well. You can see that, I'm just see it on the edge towards the end. I'm just going to gradually build it up. I think it's maybe too much on there, but it'll be okay. We'll be alright with that. Just my shaky hands. What I'm going to do as well is going to use this streaking is just to do the wheel tops, because obviously they're going to be running on the tracks and they're not going to get as dirty as the rest of the wheels. So I'll just go around the edge, I'll go around all of them. Probably finish this on camera because I have to twist it upside down and everything to get them, but I'll just carry on at the moment. There we are. I think my hands must know they're on camera, that's why they're shaking. Bloody things. Right, so I'll carry on with this. Off again. Never a happy medium. I'm either my throat is very, very dry in my mouth, or it's not. It's producing too much mucus. Never a happy medium. But there you go. Better that than what I've had. Right, so I'll carry on doing that, and once I've got that bit done on the wheels, see how it dries, and we'll get back to you. So, see you soon. Right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I put the track on both sides. Got the suspension roughly where I wanted. This is just a spare bit of track that I had. So I've got that side, and we've got that side. Oops, where are we gone? So we've got two sides roughly where I want them at the moment. Not quite there, but we're getting there with it. So the tracks were, as I explained to you, the tracks were fantastic. Easy to put together once you got into a run. Even though they're quite small, they really are nice tracks. Worth 11 quid what I paid for them anyhow. So I wouldn't have been able to do this with the tracks that was provided with the kit. I wouldn't have been able to mess around and get the suspension sort of done properly. So I think it's working out fine. It's coming along nicely. So what I think I'll do now, before we start back onto the upper hull, I think we'll call this the end of update 4, and then we'll start again with the weathering and the finishing off of the upper hull in update 5. So thank you very much for watching this. It's always a bit long-winded at times, but I'm just gradually getting back into the room, doing an hour, a couple of hours each day, and that's enough for me at the moment. So I'm getting back there slowly. So just my jawbone and throat is still quite sore, and the fatigue obviously, but I'm getting there, slowly but surely getting there. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it so far, and say just keep yourself safe. All people are asking is just keep safe, stay in, keep that distance away from other people if you have to go out. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. I know you have to go for food and things, but life's more important than mixing, socialising, seeing people. You can always do that when the epidemic is come to an end. So please look after yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Right, so back again. I've just gone and blended that slightly. So what we're going to use now, I think I've decided to use, is the MIG oil and grease stains, things like that. So we'll give it a good shake again. Small brush, has to be a good brush. Might be a bit difficult for me to do. So you got these shock absorbers on here, so I'm tempted just to, I know you'll see a lot of this when the wheels are on, but I know it's there. It's difficult to draw it upside down. We'll do a see if we can do a streaking mark with left hand. We'll see if I can do a streaking mark with my left hand. No, it's going to shake. So I'll have to be careful doing it this way, so the brush might be in the way. Just something like that. Nothing, you know, just something else. A lot of them you're not going to see. I think that's enough, to be honest. Right, so I shall leave that to dry. I'll carry on, I'll do the other side. I'll point in there, where's the brush gone? And just drag that down again, maybe a bit better than that. Right, we'll leave that as it is then. So the next step will be, we're going to do the shell impact, I think. That's what we'll do next. Once that's dry, I don't want to pick it up too much. Once I've got the shell impact, I may be able to put the rest of the suspension on and the track, and we'll go from there. So once that's dry, we'll come back and we'll do the impact shot. Okay.